It's nice to relive one of those games that defined you as a gamer a long time ago. I had the opportunity to play it at launch in 2001, and at the time it was amazing. My second Final Fantasy just after 9, but the first one to play it from start to finish, because my Final 9 was pirated and the third disc didn't run. The arrival of the voices was something special, although today I could not consider them performances. It certainly lacks the quality we currently have.
I'd cheer and cheer till I couldn't cheer anymore.
Yeah, right on!
Younger players would not comprehend its gameplay, but this is a classic RPG. There is no need to specify Japanese because classic already implies it. Anyone who wants to play it should know in advance how Japanese RPGs work. Those who criticize the extensive dialogues, the repetitive battles, the long story, only demonstrates their ignorance. It is the player's duty to get informed before purchasing a game. Every Final Fantasy game seeks to print its own stamp, but always respecting the essence of the franchise. Final 10 is a Final Fantasy in every aspect. In gameplay, classic turn-based combat. In storytelling, the typical team of warriors and magicians versus an evil force. And we cannot forget the love story, which didn't convince me at all. The relationship between Tidus and Yuna is not well developed. Poor I might add. In fact, I consider them both the least interesting characters. Character design is probably the weakest point of the game. Of the 17 members, I only found 3 likable. The mysterious Aaron, with his enigmatic and cool personality, counteracts the annoying attitude of Tidus. The cute Riku, just the way I like women, chaparritas y flaquitas. A pity that in cinematics she was far away from cute. This is a point that I strongly criticize, the slanted eyes of certain characters. I don't mind their Japanese look, Square has every right to make its characters as it pleases. What bothered me was the change of faces between cinematics and gameplay, in other words, the inconsistency. Thankfully, Lulu's face wasn't touched in the slightest. Oh Lulu, you should have been the protagonist. But not because you are so goddamn hot, but because you have the best personality. The music, it only takes 2 words to describe it. Nobuo Uematsu, along with Koji Kondo, my 2 favorite composers. I did not consider it his best work. Personally, I like more the soundtracks from 7 and 9, but the quality of the Japanese composer is indisputable. It's great that it has the option to listen to both the original and the remastered version, which does not alter the essence of the songs but does give them freshness. Visually it does not disappoint, it looks great. Its color palette, vibrant and cheerful. I can say the same about the cutscenes, which do look opaque, but if they didn't improve them, I imagine it would be complicated and expensive, so I won't judge it. After finishing the game, the most significant thing I learned about it was precisely the importance of remasters. When the PS4 generation began, I disparagingly called the remaster generation. But without remasters, it would be difficult to enjoy a huge number of games. Not impossible, but difficult indeed. Even if I kept my PS2, my Final disc, and an old TV, I wouldn't enjoy it in the same way. The remaster is a dose of nostalgia and at the same time a new experience. The truth is I had forgotten most of the game, so it was also like playing it for the very first time. A trip to the past with modern technology. To conclude, Final Fantasy X was and will remain one of the best games of the PS2. Even with today's standards, it has a lot to offer. If you want to experience it once again, I highly recommend you this remaster. And if you have never played and want to know it, first you must open your mind and realize that it's a 20-year-old game. Only then you will be able to enjoy it and appreciate it.